song that I really thought was perfect for the game. I'm going to turn it down so it doesn't blare your ears out. And I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will leave it there for when you guys want to play, or if you guys want to see the whole song after, or out of the game. But let me see if I got it working. Oh shoot, it's one of my other speakers. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not.
I love it.
It made me very happy. I was like, I feel like I'm walking into Disney and not going to get sued. It's perfect. So I will give you the link for that because I think that's the only request that group, whoever made that song, I think it was Felician Studios is the name of it. So I'll get the link to their channel so we can put it in our comments or something.
Sure.
Or at least mention it. But yeah, very cool. I like it. There's a paid version that I really love too, and as much as I love you all in this game, I'm not willing to spend $50 on a song right now. So, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, last session. A lot of stuff happened, really. Well, I guess a lot of information was exchanged. So, did everyone have a chance to kind of read over my recap? Was that pretty accurate that we talked about, like the different perspectives that you guys understood from the different people you met, as well as the group's kind of final decision or plan of moving forward?
What was the commotion?
That was Faye stealing and the guards and all that stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, so it makes sense to me.
Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. So if you didn't read it, not a big deal. I just wanted to, before I said it, make sure it made sense. If I speak out of turn or I'm completely off base, let me know. But essentially, you guys had the meeting with the main figureheads of these refugees, these people that have escaped Atlantis into the tunnels and have kind of made their home here in this little secluded area of the tunnels, and have been basically waiting for help or a sign or some kind of aid from outside. But for the last 2 months, it's gone unheard their call for help. And you guys came with Finicus and met with Sebastian, Cora, a priestess, a merfolk priestess from Atlantis, Marius, a merfolk noble of some sort from Atlantis, and you also met Mako, a Triton, kind of a zealot or very militant kind of guy. He's kind of same loyalty as Sebastian in his speaking tones about wanting to rescue the family, defeat Ursula, free Atlantis, and take back the kingdom. Marius, on the other hand, has spoken out and says, he wanted to flee Atlantis with those that they have already saved and maybe save anyone else along the way, but he wants to get out of Atlantis as soon as possible, until Sebastian shared the information about the artifact of Merlin that he knows that Triton is protecting, but he's unsure about the whereabouts. But he has made it clear to the group that he is speculating. He has no way to confirm this, that perhaps the activity in the Undercity, the ruins below Atlantis, on the bed level, perhaps they are getting closer. They are trying to find something out about it, but he has no way to say for sure. And then Cora wants to flee Atlantis with the citizens already saved, and thinks that any more attempts to save the royal family will result in unnecessary loss of life. I put that in wrong in the text when I read it. I never edited it. It says loss of unnecessary life, like the people that they're unnecessary. Just get rid of them. But I didn't have a chance to fix that. But so your group though came up with a great idea. You guys suggested that what if, with the knowledge that Azure shared with everyone, that there are bombs basically in old mining tunnels that are being reopened and mined deeper and deeper. And you guys have thought about possibly training the armed men and women here that, and even those that don't have a lot of military training, so they can pick up a weapon and defend themselves at least, causing like a ruckus and drawing the defenses from the castle to the tunnels, so that their numbers are not for much any further once they got them all bottlenecked into these tunnels and these that your group knows very well. Additionally, so that was sounding like a great plan that you guys talked everyone in and actually got everyone involved in the room saying, this is destiny. This, you guys are wielding the trident of Neptune. This is the help. It's a sign of what's to come, because it's what's the word for providence? It's this is meant to be, and you guys start making preparations. Some of you start training the first day. Start trying to help train, which will need to roll and stuff like that. But not long after that meeting had broke, there was what's the best way to describe this? A momentary lapse in better judgment to cast a spell on a innocent person and try to then finagle a deal out of it, which, as a byproduct of the spell, immediately renders the NPC hostile and caused a fairly large commotion when it wasn't resolved quickly as it should have been, of just returning the item, and it started to involve the guards. No one, everyone now seems to be looking at all of the entire group, minus Azure and Bart. They've been kind of with the sanctuary a little bit longer than the rest of you, but everyone's just kind of keeping their distance, and this little hoopla has affected everyone who's trying to contribute in other ways. So I know flip back out. Oh, here we go. I'll take this. Azure, I know you were working on creating some scrolls and doing some training in your free time. So you had scrolls take about 8 hours a day, but you had some time for training. Lorna, you were focused on training. Josel, you're working on holy water for the day, and you did get one necklace, but you want to get another necklace now. And Bart, you're doing training still. So what we're going to do is, what happened was Faye teleported away from her. The exchange happened, and Faye finally gave back the ring. You got back your money too, Faye. And for the most part, everyone's kind of left you all alone. You guys can't. You're all. I know some of you said you walked away. Some of you came, and I can't recall where everyone was. So if it's okay with everyone, I'm just going to say let's resume back where everyone's there together. And then if you guys want to disperse doing your own things, that's perfectly fine.
I think we had all ended up there at some point.
I'm so sorry. I didn't really hear that well. What?
Sorry. I do think that we had all ended up together at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So
does anyone? If anyone doesn't have anything else to say, does anyone remember what they said last? Like where they headed it off to, just to go back to training? You just want to go one.
I need to go talk to my death fish, apparently.
what?
I am going to ask who I would give the scrolls to for the NPCs to use them. I think you said they had some priests, so I'll make sure as I make them, I get them to the right people.
Well, I will say we are still on day one. So you've only made, probably haven't even had a chance to make one scroll yet with the commotion that happened.
Okay.
Being that things have happened, we're kind of have to backpedal a little bit from the what do you do on day one, day two, day three of downtime. Now it's going to be a lot more interactive this next couple days. So let's see here. Still time for downtime, of course, but there's some other things going on, possibly. So Cronus still wants to go outside. Cronus, you don't hear that thumping and pounding anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, Faye. I did not see that. Yeah, come back to us as soon as you can. Copperheads are not good.
Just cast friends on it. It'll be fine.
Ow. Ow.
Oh shoot. So I'm just gonna start at the top then, I guess. Asher, you're around the others. What do you want to do?
Oh, if I hear they're going out to talk to a fish, I'll go along with that.
Okay. Bart, what would you like to do?
What he's been doing.
And that is continue to work on the map.
Yep.
Or are you working? Are you going to start? Or I'm sorry, work on training the other Merfolk and Aquans?
This is day 2.
No, we're still day 1. We didn't get through day 1.
He's gonna keep training them, and then on day 2, he's gonna do map stuff.
Okay. Joseph, what are you doing? This is still day 1. It's just right after the whole commotion. You're kind of standing around. Do you want to go back to what you were working on, or?
There's not really a whole lot for him to do. Like I said, even though he lives in Espa, that doesn't mean he's familiar with underwater combat. So he's not really a whole lot of help with it, training people with that.
Sure, that's fair.
So he's just going to talk to Ichabod.
Sure. I mean, there's anything you can do. You don't have to train the troops. I mean, you're a strategist, a military mind. You can try to talk to them or explain strategy or try to translate it between, on the surface to aquatic, how that might work. You have a military mind. So, I mean, there's other things besides
Everyone
training.
already knows what the plan is. So.
Okay. All right. So, let's see here. So, Cronus, you don't hear the thuds anymore coming from outside. So right now it is Azure and Bart are kind of doing their thing. Or, I'm sorry, Azure did volunteer to help you with your little visiting neighbor outside. But you don't hear the bumping anymore. It's been a little bit of time since you first summoned it and everything kind of went to hell. What would you like to do right now?
I guess I'm gonna go outside and check to see if it's there, and if
Okay.
not, then I will attempt to summon it again.
Okay. Who is going outside with Cronus when he does this?
Me.
So Azure, Lorna, Cronus, and I'm thinking Faye needs to sit this one out to kind of recollect herself, maybe. Okay, so you say the Ignin passphrase that you heard Flounder say to get into the place in the first place. And as you swim outside, 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, as you swim outside of the entryway, there's nothing there at the moment. You're looking around. Do a perception check to see if you can make any thing out.
Oh.
Okay. You look out. You see nothing. You step a little further out, Cronus, to get a better look around the area. It's fairly well lit because of the leaking magma that's coming into the room and just kind of keeping itself lit. This is a familiar room. You guys passed through this with Finicus before, and to sneak into the sanctuary, you had to sneak past things. And this time, though, as you are taking a little bit more time to investigate the room and see things, you look up and you see that up in this kind of the ceiling or along the walls, up higher off the ground, there are just little holes, like perfect spots, or not little holes. You see these larger, I guess, cavernous holes that are kind of around the rooms and in the walls.
Like passages?
Like passages or potentially like burrow homes for things. Yeah.
Ew.
Do they look familiar? Like what sorts of things live in those? Eels or something?
It's not like a rock. I guess it's more like almost like like an eel or a home to like a barracuda or something like that. But the size of these holes are quite larger than a normal eel or barracuda.
I'll swim closer. I want to see what's in one of them.
Okay. Do you all swim out there to look closer?
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Speak with Aquatic Creatures on myself.
Okay. That will use up one of your charges. Right now, because you didn't ever contact the creature, you do not think that the first charge actually consumed itself.
All right.
Meanwhile, I will be telepathically trying to make contact with that ability
Okay.
and see if I get any pings.
Oh, yes. Let's see here. I don't think it works like a ping as much as that you are able to talk to something that's within 120 feet. Are you just broadcasting something?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just basically saying, hello, will you come talk with us?
Okay. Let me see what their intelligence is. Three intelligence.
Oh,
Um,
better than 2.
Are you looking into one of the tunnels?
Well, I'm not going to stick my head in. I'll look in, and if I can
Okay.
see something, I've got dark vision, so
Okay. Okay. You swim up a little bit to investigate one of the holes, and you're pinging out. And as you kind of, again, not stick your head in the hole, but you're trying to swim to an elevation where you can at least kind of peer through it without getting up close to it. And as you do, and you're like, you see in one of the tunnels a tail of a giant like eel-like thing swimming away, kind of heading away from you deeper into the tunnels. As you say hello, you hear, I guess, I'm just trying to think of what their voice or what their actual thoughts or words. Do they have to communicate back?
nope, they don't have to.
Okay. Then they would not communicate back.
I'll look over toward Cronus. What is it exactly we're looking for? I thought I saw the tail of an eel, but they don't seem like they're much in a mood to talk.
And just to be clear, like this is a tail of a very large eel, like huge. That you saw swim away.
Is Cronus here?
All right. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Do I have to see this creature in order to try to dominate it?
I think so, but if you want to force it to come to see you, you would have to summon it, and which would still use the same charge because just that charge lets you summon it and cast that spell at the same time.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. Lorna, or just to be clear, who's out here with you? It's Lorna, Cronus, Azure, and Josel. Did you come with them?
No.
Okay. So Azure, Lorna, Cronus, and Bart, you're still working on your map. Okay.
Yeah. I am swimming behind them with the hood up on the cloak, and I have my sword out at the ready since we're kind of searching for something, but we don't know exactly what it is.
Okay. So let's actually do this here. So you guys can only see that room that you're in right now?
Yuppers.
Okay. Cool. Alright. So you're going to use a charge to try to summon it again one more time, Cronus, and cast Dominate on it? Okay. So you do that. You try to summon it, and roll me a D3. Okay. So Azure, you're still kind of swimming in a spot where you're looking where that tail you saw swim away after one of the tunnels you're peeking through. For instance, you cast the charge or summon, you see this large, huge eel dart out from the tunnel and come barreling towards you. This is, I don't understand why this is considered an aberration. I'm going to double check the thing to make sure I copied it incorrectly. Here it is. It says a beast. So I think I might have just put it in wrong. Or maybe I could reskin something wrong. So this is a huge beast. So you are able to cast that Dominate beast. So from behind you, actually, you feel the current change. It's so large and it comes out of nowhere that you're going to feel the shift in the current and see this large, huge giant eel coming straight at Cronus. And it stops, so about 30 feet as Cronus, you go ahead and cast that spell. What's the DC that it has to be?
It just says DC 15.
Is that your key DC? Is that your spell? Okay. Wisdom or?
I'm not 100%. Let me bring it up. Wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so it needs to make a wisdom saving throw. All right. 11, which is a fail. So it comes out and and you gain control of it. How long does that last? Does it say the spell?
1 minute, I thought it was.
Oh, that's not cool. No, I think it's different for the Trine. Let me see here. I thought
it depends on what level it is casted at.
Let me double check. I thought I specified in the
5th level's 10 minutes, 6th level's 1 hour, 7th level's 8.
First level is what? I'm sorry. It is.
The base version of it is 1 minute. 5th level's 10 minutes. 6th level 1 hour. 7th level 8 hours.
I didn't specify in here, and I'm leaning to say this is the Neptune's Trident. It makes sense to at least be able to control it for, I would say at least bare minimum an hour, but I think maybe even longer though. What were you gonna say?
No, it's this. It says like it summons a creature within 50 miles, but that's not necessarily part of the dominate thing.
I'm gonna say you are gonna be able to control it for the whole day. This is a very, very powerful weapon. It is, very rare and very powerful. This is the token to the throne. So yeah, I'm gonna say you have control of it for at least the day, at least until dawn, and then you can recontrol it again if you need to. So the eel looks at you, and you can. It sees you no longer as food. It sees you as master. What would you like to do or say?
Now since I can talk to it, I want to ask it how long it would take to get to Espo.
Actually, this one can't speak it. Knows no language. It doesn't speak any language. Or what's your spell do? The aquatic friends or whatever.
Speak with aquatic creatures.
Okay. Okay. So you ask it how far away.
How long would it take to reach Espa?
It doesn't know. It'll say it's just so simple-minded thinking. So I guess I'm trying to figure out how it's going to speak back. I've never been to Espa.
Do you think you can make it there?
We are very deep. No, I do not know the way. This is my home. This is where I live with my brothers and hunt and feed and rest.
I feel like you should go on this journey anyways.
Anything that you command. What do you need me to search or do?
So I'm going to pull my last trident, the normal trident, out, and then hand it to the eel. Put it in his mouth and tell it to take the trident to Espa.
Wait, what?
I wanted to deliver a trident to Espa.
Not the special one.
No, not the special one. I have one normal one left.
Okay. I don't know where Espa is, or what Espa even is.
Oh, all right.
This is a very not that intelligent creature whose probably whole life is under the water and in these tunnels.
Do I know where this is, Espa?
Yeah, you would be familiar with the major countries and cities. Espa is one of the major countries. The capital of that country is Madeira.
Is there a particular landmark or currents or something that a creature like an eel might recognize?
This eel, no. It's like this is deep, deep, deep in Atlantis and in the volcanic tunnels, kind of in its home. Hasn't migrated or traveled that far away from Atlantis.
I'll look over and say I don't think it has the depth of knowledge to
traverse the sea from all the way.
This place is.
It's a heck of that's a pretty decent journey too. Let me see how many miles you guys are technically from it. Not as bad as I thought actually. I would say the straight shot on the sea level. You're talking about just sea level, surface to surface, like 100, probably 60 to 120 miles. That range.
Eels do not migrate. You would need to find some manner of sea life that traverses those currents on a regular basis to find the place you seek. Can I think of any type of sea life that might be more appropriate?
Sharks and dolphins and things like that, but you're not so sure if that you, Asher, have not seen that kind of aquatic life inside the tunnels, but to Cronus, your knowledge, you can reach out up to 50 miles. But most likely, the DM is going to. You can't target who you want to summon. It would make most sense that aquatic creatures that are around you would be the first to respond to that summoning before other ones.
We could go look for one, but probably not in the tunnels.
I feel like the connection to the trident is I can only control what it brings to me.
If you could try controlling one that you encounter, like you did that with the who did you do that to?
Oh yeah, I did.
The angler.
The angler.
I don't know that we have time. If you wished, I could go out and see if I can persuade something to take it there, if it's that important to you.
I felt like it was an opportunity to get Madeira here, or let them know that we are here.
Just for background, or just I thought you guys left a golden sheet with at Madeira, didn't you? Or was that only with at Burlos that you guys did that?
I think that was only Burlas.
And technically, the golden sheet, my sister has one, and Faye's mother has one as well.
That's right. Is it in there? Let me see this latest. Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to distract you. I thought there was a way to communicate with Madeira for you. Larnus and Lane Bonray have it. All right. What else do you? What else can I do for you, Master?
Stay right here and protect this opening until I tell you otherwise.
From my brothers.
Actually, you know what? Check that. I want you to go through the tunnels and find what is down here. Is there Sahagins?
Yes, Sahagin. There were. What else was it? Did I see with them?
Lost Hagen, Marrow, Merfolk, even mermaids and stuff. Those mermaids were the ones that were marked primarily that you saw with that glowing white handprint that the others have become all too familiar with.
Yes, and there were other races that I think might be forced into servitude against their will, or perhaps magically enchanted in some way. But mostly Sahagin and some Marrow.
Alright. I'm going to tell it to go get its brothers and go hunting for Sahagin.
Okay. I'm just reading this real quick. It doesn't receive further instruction, or if the creature completes the order, it doesn't receive further direction for you. It defends and preserves itself to the best of its ability. Okay, I don't want to do that mechanically into it. So you want to have it go into the tunnels and hunt for Sahagin. I just want you to be specific. Sahagin. What else? Because just remember, this is a unintelligent creature.
Yeah.
I mean, it's somewhat intelligent. So the more complicated it is, it'll do its best, but it can only do so much.
I would just leave it with Sahagin. That would be enough of a help if they kill those.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And anything that tries to attack you. Let's go with that.
Try. Sahagin are delicious, and it looks. It kind of rattles and its body like real quickly. It kind of moves the water a bit, and then it swims off feverishly into the direction actually that you saw the eel tail swim away from you as you're in the original tunnel. So it swims into that tunnel after whatever you saw originally. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Anyone, Joseph? I'm sorry, Azure, Lorna, or Curtis?
Can I retcon that I took my trident back from this damn thing before it swam away with it?
Yeah, I will allow that. I would figure since it told you that it didn't know how to get there, that you would have been like, oh, well, then never mind. Not a better response would have been, what is Espa? Not like, where is Espa?
Yeah.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No worries. I don't really think that I have anything to do. I'm more so just here to be extra muscle in case something does happen. But she's gonna watch behind, I guess, for anything popping out that is trying to sneak up on them.
Go ahead and maybe a perception check.
Oh no. Ooh.
Okay. As you're kind of watching this all transpire, you've been kind of watching over your comrades' backs as close as you can. And at one point, when that eel initially darted out of a hole, you kind of now know what to look out for, and you're kind of scanning the room and looking for anything else that just looks out of place or not natural. And a moment you see a something similar in shape and size of a cylindrical eel-like structure or creature sticking out of the tunnel, but then it retracts back in and kind of buries itself deeper in the tunnels where it has to be out of sight of what you can see.
There's another one behind us, you guys. Just an FYI.
Alright, well, I think we're done out here. We can go ahead and head back inside.
Okay. Let's try and take maybe a roundabout way to get back in and not let them know where the entrance is. And not let them hear what the word is. I feel like this is something not right.
I mean, unless I just summoned the dumbest eel out there, I'm pretty sure this one's not going to be able to understand that.
You never know. We are kind of in enemy territory.
If the eels were going to hunt the Atlanteans, they would have done so long before now. Don't think they're going to come that far in.
Okay. I will still pay attention, though.
But Cronus, if you wish to just speak with something, just let me know. There's no need to use your magic for that. If you can come get me, I will be able to communicate with anything down here.
Yeah, my hopes was I would get a creature capable of traveling a long distance and do it with relative ease, but I appreciate it.
Yes, what you want is a shark or a whale, but not so convenient to find in the tunnels. And I would be
It'll
wary
work
of
out.
sharks anyway. Sharks tend to congregate around Sahagin. Sahagin make use of them as guardians and mounts.
Actually, do a history check real quick for me too. I just want to. You know all that, Asher. I'm just curious how extensively do you know this? I'm just curious if there's any other things
Right.
I can share with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you still know, being who you are, where you're from. I just was curious if you knew more about like their ideology or their deities and stuff like that. So do you all go back to the sanctuary then at this point, or are you guys hanging out here for a little longer, or what are you guys doing?
After hearing Lorna's concern, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace on us.
Okay.
Do you want to try
All
and
right.
sneak back this time?
For the most part, as sneaky as we could be in a room full of lit up lava, but
You guys aren't that far away, and you guys didn't go that deep into the room, so you guys are able to make it back, especially with Pass Without Trace with relative ease, reciting the passphrase to get through, and then you're back to the sanctuary without too much grief or trouble. Is there anything else before I just check in with the rest of the group for what they're doing that you guys want to wrap up?
No.
so do I feel like a connection with this thing still? How's that work?
You do feel a connection. It's not like a telepathic bond where you know what's going on with it, but you know that you have a creature under your command right now who's
Does it work like the spell?
it should work like the spell.
Because that actually says you have a telepathic link with it as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
Oh, you can talk to it even remotely like that?
I mean, I don't want to talk to this damn thing. I just want to know that I still feel control over it.
I've heard about Espa now. It sounds really nice this time of year.
Yeah, it actually says you can use the telepathic link to issue commands to it while you're conscious, no action required, which it does its best to obey. So it's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then definitely you have that bond with it.
It's awesome. You could use it to spy. You might be able to see what's and what they're doing.
But I had already told it to go eat as much as it could.
Yeah.
So does he have the visual too?
No, I don't think it does. I'm reading it. It's just a telepathic link. You can communicate. So I guess if you asked it, hey, what do you see? And if it was with its 3 intelligence, it's like, see Sahagin.
Fish.
Okay, eat them. Okay.
I see a new rock. I see the. Okay, sorry, got distracted. So you guys come back and you guys enter the sanctuary, and at this time, Azure, you actually hear someone kind of call to you across the room, and you're like, and you recognize it's Marius calling you. Azure, and Sebastian wants to see you and Bart immediately. Do you know where Bart's at?
I have no idea.
Okay. Can you go find him and please come see Sebastian as soon as possible? And he'll swim away and he won't acknowledge or talk to you. He doesn't make eye contact with you, Lorna, or Cronus.
Well, do I know where Bart hangs out?
You do know Bart in the sense that he's the only other humanoid down here that's caused quite a commotion. His presence, so he's been working on something with Sebastian. But I don't want to speak for Bart. Is that where you are, Bart? Working in Sebastian's kind of quarters and keep working on that map you've been working on, or where would you like to be at?
It's still day 1, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he wasn't making his map, he was training the people.
Training, okay. So you could probably find, if you guys discuss that at all, you can either go look at the training grounds, or this place isn't that large either. If you just want to kind of roam around the whole area trying to look for him as quickly as you can find him in about a half hour.
Okay, that's fine.
So it's about a half hour searching from a few spots that you've seen him in the past, but you finally catch up to him after kind of remembering him saying he's going to work with some of the men and teach him how to do underwater combat. You come over to Bart kind of performing this thing, and Bart, I'm going to let you go ahead. Just kind of tell me what you're doing with the guys. What kind of training are you giving them?
He's teaching them to fight dirty.
Okay. Okay. So some like sneaky tactics, like I don't know, like roguish type fighting, or just dirty fighting.
Just dirty art fighting.
Okay. So you come over and you see a lot of this unruly kind of fighting going across all the different merfolk and mermaids currently in the room. Some of them are just throwing wild punches and low blows. Someone finds a stool somehow and breaks it over someone's back in the middle. They're fighting dirty, and they're Bart. I imagine you couldn't be any prouder. Is there anything specifically you want Bart to do?
He still thinks they got some work to do. Just every now and then I'll call. Be sure to hit him in the groin there. Them anchovies will be keeling over. You can stab him in the neck.
Go ahead and do a. Let's just do a persuasion with advantage, because I really like what you come up with. Excellent. They really kind of listen to you, despite what's happening with the other surface dwellers. They seem to still respect you, and they still seem to be listening to the words that you have to say and share with them. So they're doing well, and they're learning an alternative style of fighting from the Master Black Bard. But Asher, you see this as this all is unfolding.
I'm watching that for a few minutes, and then I'll swim over to him and kind of like hover behind him and say, "Teaching them to fight like humans, I see."
Teaching them to fight like dirty humans.
Is there any other kind?
Hey.
Aye, there be the old prissy ones up in high towers like your Ariel done.
I don't know her. But anyway, we're supposed to go see Sebastian.
Aye, aye. Be along in a few minutes.
Okay. So, Asher, would you like to wait for Bart to finish up, or are you going to head over to Sebastian?
No, I
before-
trust him. I'll head over there myself.
Okay. You get there and you can see a frustrated Marius, a concerned Cora, and a Sebastian. For a crustacean type merfolk, it's very hard to read, but you just feel his body language from what time you spent with him just reads frustration and kind of just annoyance. He sees you come in and he goes, "Oh, thank goodness, Asher, please come in." And I want to wait for Bart to get here before we get started. But
He's on his way.
good. What the hell is going on out there?
Out where?
Out there with these new visitors, I'm hearing just ridiculous stuff, and please tell me none of it's true.
I am not certain. I imagine probably quite a bit of it is true. What did you hear?
And I'll say at this point, this is when Bart, you're able to kind of wrap up with your group, and you're able to rejoin, unless there's anything that you wanted to do before you got here.
No. Sebastian needs him, so.
Okay. So you kind of come in, you hear this conversation. He's upset enough where, it's not radiating out of the room volume, but as you get to the kind of the entrance, you can start hearing the tension in the room, and you come in at that tail end of that conversation. And he
Oh,
goes,
now keep your shell on, Quartermaster.
Sebastian will say, "Bart, I'm not 100%. Just please sit down and help me understand what's going on and what Marius is telling me."
Didn't really say. But
And Bart,
Dark one with the dragon's face on her has apparently been using magic against our crew.
and again, the frustration in his body language is just very upset and frustrated. He goes,
Oh, is that what this is about? The spell that Theral cast?
Aye.
I look
What-
back to Sebastian and say, I wouldn't hold that against her. It's in her bloodline. It can't be helped. Everyone knows dark elves go out of control like that. It's their nature. You just have to point them in the right direction.
"Make a persuasion check."
Aye, but she got dragon's blood too, and I didn't see the Cronus one over the going about and stealing.
Sebastian goes, "We cannot have those, or taking people in and have them steal from one another. That's not going to work here." And I'm very upset at what I'm learning, because we're working on this major plan that hangs in the balance, relying on our trust of these new people. And
Well,
got
to be fair, they did scold her severely for it.
indeed, but they still are. Sebastian is kind of pauses at that comment. Marius goes, "But she's still part of the equation, Sebastian. You want us to cause this distraction, draw all their forces, and we're basically putting all our hopes in that a few of our own in this group, not suggesting you, Asher or Mark, but this new group just stumbles in, and the very first few days of being here are already trying to steal from it. I just don't understand how we can put that much faith of our own men into this group that we barely know."
And needn't trust him. Need to direct him.
Well, then the question I think you need to ask yourself is not whether you trust them here, but would you rather them be out there doing it to the enemy? In which case, best to send them off to do what they said they were going to do.
And make it Your plan unfold. Only got to deal with anchovies. And then sending us out to deal with the big bad herself.
I can't control. It'd be. I'm not suggesting anything dire, such as sending them out. I think we do need all the help we can get, but if we, I just don't see how the plan that we've come up with will continue to work without that trust. My fear, or what I'm more like thinking would be to not draw Ursula's wrath upon us, and stick to the original plan and let them sneak in. And if they are successful, great for us. If they fail, we'll have to find another way to resolve our dire situation without taking more risks to our own people.
Meanwhile, you'll be letting those in chains die.
Indeed, and that's not good either. It's just very difficult, this situation that we're in. I really think the plan, but I'm just worried. Is this really the destiny that, that Merlin promised us, or promised, the families, and told us that eventually someone would come to be able to wield these artifacts or whatever they are seeking now? Are these really those people that Merlin destined or proclaimed would come? Or is this just some random adventurers that are out there and got lucky in the right place, the right time, and discover these artifacts? Perhaps all we know is that they're treasure hunters.
I can tell you that Cronus was wielding the trident aptly.
As he should, if that's someone who forged it. But that does not prove to me that he is worthy of wielding it.
Doesn't matter if he's worthy of wielding it, he's got it.
Fortune favors the bold, my father always used to say. If we're going to act, then we might as well go for all nothing. There's no reason to take half measures.
Aye.
And there's no reason to risk more lives until I know more, though. At least more about our situation or more about our friends. I cannot, in good conscience, command those that that rely on me for their safety and getting them out of Atlantis to send them back to their deaths by some crew that doesn't really care about their situations.
Well, it could be a lesson. Show it to everyone, show them you still be in control and you got it under wraps. Marshaller.
What do you suggest, Bart?
Nothing as harsh as the pirate code. During that, we'd send him off to the plank or leave him marooned on an island. Nothing so far as cutting the hand off. For do menial labor. But it's like to be one of the people she tried to take from.
I don't want to physically harm them.
Won't be physically harming them. Be exacting a peaceful justice and making a spectacle of it so people still have the faith in ye.
Azure, tell me more about the mines that you were digging into. You said you saw Sahagin and stuff. Anything more that you recall besides from your scouting mission? I'm just thinking more about what we're getting ourselves into.
Well, I mean, if you're dealing with a Sahagin, they're always going to have a contingency plan. And I didn't see that many sharks, but I'm certain they were around. The marrow would be bad enough in and of themselves.
That'd be the problem. Be the problem with the anchovies. They do have one contingency. It'd be more numbers that we can work around.
And I have a feeling, I mean, I don't know this for certain, but I suspect that some of those of the other races that were there are not there of their own accord. They might be under some form of domination. I mean, we've seen that work. Cronus can do that with the trident. And in fact, I just saw him do so. It very well may be that, and the Sahagin are known to have their priests and their casters. They are not without magic.
Sebastian pauses purposely to kind of really soak in everything that you guys are saying.
I mean, and I'm not even talking about the fact they have those bombs from the what was it? The Brotherhood, the Ashi. If they are wheeling those as well, then it might be a losing proposition. If you're going to send a force after those, it'd best be some that know what they are about.
I was thinking actually something very similar.
I'm more than happy to help with that endeavor. There is no love lost between my kind and Sahagin, as you well know.
I don't think, and I will not ask those that I'm protecting here to just unquestionably follow and obey or listen to these visitors until we know more about them.
I confess I hold some reservations about sending these merfolk out to cause the distraction. While it might, in fact, prove effective, I fear you will have a great deal of loss of life of them. They are not prepared for such an endeavor, no matter what training they get. It is too late. Too little too late for that. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm simply saying be prepared. You will have many that do not return.
Aye. That'd be in the first wave. They'll try and take the mine after we took it. Best to tunnel them then, but even still.
Well, I do want to hear what your friends have to say to that, but I've known you both for quite some time now, and I don't know them at all, so I do trust your judgment. I need to show everyone that I have control of the situation, but I cannot let this go unaddressed.
So I say,
I still like the plan, though I agree with your concerns, and I think we need to investigate further. So what I propose is to very publicly request of these visitors to investigate what you have already kind of started to uncover yourself, Asher, and look if there is those being held against their will. I would like for you, Azure and Bart, to accompany these visitors, as you guys are. Though you don't, Bart, Bartholomew, you haven't left this sanctuary too much. I think the two of you will be have yourselves under control in the sense that you guys can handle yourselves. I know that for firsthand. Can you uncover what we actually have ahead of us, like what's going on in these tunnels, before I commit to this plan further? Because if they don't do anything or sort of recover the trust or respect of everyone that's here, I don't know what my word may carry carry so far, but depending on who wants to die alongside who in battle for something, it's hard to do that for a group that you don't know or that you've lost a little trust with. Would you two be open to that?
Welcome the opportunity to exercise my skills. They atrophy here, with all due respect.
Into the land of the dead do get to be a bit boring.
Cora will chime in at this point, like, please, we need to understand what danger lurks deep within the tunnels of what the Sahagin are up to, but we cannot afford to lose you or these visitors, as you definitely, and these new visitors obviously are powerful and strong in what they are capable, and very capable in themselves. We really can't lose that kind of good help. So I think this is the right call, but please be careful, Bartholomew and Azure.
Of course.
I expect you to break the news to your group discreetly. Actually, retcon that. I will break the news to the group in a very open forum. If you choose your own discretion to prepare them for something, but I would just be very choice with the words you use so as to not.
Oh no, if I learned anything from my time at home, it's to let the leader be the one to speak the words. If we say anything ahead of time, then it would make you look indecisive. Best that you be the one to broach the topic with them and make a decision on the spot and do it strongly. That will be very good optics.
I'm so sorry. I just saw Joseph said, "Don't say slave." Sorry. Agreed. All right. Well. All right. I will call upon them soon. Please continue whatever you are working on beforehand, but they'll be addressed sooner than later. If you could at least tell them to somewhat be together when I call them, that'll be helpful. But obviously, do what you can, and he'll then dismiss the both of you.
All right. I will head back, and if I pass any of the other people in the party on the way to work on my scrolls, I will let them know. Don't go too far. There may be a royal summons in the near future.
Yep. You can cross Lorna, who at this time, Lorna, it's been some time since you've been back with Cronus, and you would, I assume, try to go do some more training with the other groups. Go ahead and do a persuasion check first. Or what are you trying to do with the group, I guess? More specifically, are you trying to strategize, teach them certain things?
More so teaching them proper techniques on how to hold a sword, and then seeing how well they can swing it, and just trying to get them to put like all their power into it and how they stand behind it. I'm taking more of the beefier ones versus the finesse ones.
Okay. Well, let's first start off with a persuasion check at disadvantage. The people are very, very much so apprehensive to the outsiders right now. But you're able to kind of convince them to a little bit now, but you don't know how beneficial the training is just because the swords aren't naturally very easy to use under.
Okay, so if it's like, I realize that yes, swords are a disadvantage. So whatever weapons like they have, which are more than likely be tridents and spears.
Okay.
Stuff that works underwater. They wouldn't have human weapons that don't work underwater, I would assume.
Okay, yeah, you're proficient with tridents. So yeah, if you would like to train them with some tridents, you go ahead and let's do athletics check. And I'm still going to be doing disadvantage because this is more not so much that you're performing badly. It's just that are you performing well enough to capture the attention of these untrusting people? So that's one more. There we go. Okay. They pick up a few pointers, but you think you're going to need to spend a lot more time to see a large improvement to them, but quite a few of them glean some information from the exercise.
That's good.
You will see Azure, and Azure, you'll see her as you're kind of rejoining the rest of the group.
I will swim up there, interested in what it is she's teaching them. Trident. You're teaching them trident.
Aye. Trying to put a little bit more technique into just stabbing.
That's a good weapon for it. I was trained in it as a child as well.
Aye.
Goes very well with net. I don't suppose they have any nets.
I don't know. I'm not really the net type. More of stabbing and slashing things.
They do. You would see some nets about. It's not as abundant as you would hope. At probably the capital, just because they don't really have good access to like kelp fields or anything in the tunnels. So fabricating them down here in the tunnels is very difficult.
Well, they can be made easily enough. Not only with rope, but sinew Or perhaps even some of the toughened plants that are down here could be woven. We may not have the time for it, though.
I mean, we
They're
could always...
especially effective when you put small hooks in the joints where the lattice work meets.
Aye,
Very good
that
for
does,
sharks.
That does sound a wee bit deadly.
Not deadly so much as it is very, very impairing. And even creatures such as sharks are difficult for them to attack when their heads are engulfed in a net and it is stuck to them.
That beats true. I saw that you went off a little bit earlier. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. What makes you think it wouldn't be?
I mean, you have this apprehensive look on your face, and you're talking to me.
No, that's just my normal resting bitch face.
You have it like my brother.
Oh, you have brothers?
I have a brother, yes.
I
Far
have
more
two sisters.
Oh, I beat you
Sisters are
there.
the worst.
They are really. Especially
The
when they're
leaders
younger.
here sound like my older sister Indigo. Oh, she just would go on and on, droning about conscience and worry and what is the right thing to do. It gets tiresome.
I mean, yes, but there is some merit to it.
I suppose, but I really wish we would just get off our duffs and be about it already. Sitting around here, I don't think the training is really going to matter much in the end. They're all going to die, probably wholesale, mass slaughter, carnage on a gigantic scale.
Are you guys saying this in front of all the people you're training right now?
Oh, I am. I am
not.
if we're there.
Not to cut you
everyone's very much so losing the benefits of the training by losing morale, and now are some of them are very terrified.
I have utmost faith in the rest of you. Don't listen to this lady.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage, Lorna.
Oh, come on.
Actually, I'm sorry. You can make a persuasion check at straight roll.
And I
Okay.
realize, and I stop and I say, oh no, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was,
I'll be back.
good job. Keep it up.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry, the parents are here.
That's okay. We'll fill in. Thanks, Lorna. She is not able to recover very well, or convinced of otherwise.
Can I try?
You can make a persuasion check at just straight roll.
Okay.
All right, you're able to recover. Like, oh, not you guys. I meant the other group.
Oh, the other ones, yes. You all look
All
splendid. You will certainly succeed.
All right. I'm going to switch over to, while you guys are still talking over this, Bart, are you walking back to the group as well? Or are you, you'd probably run into or see, Cronus, Josel, or Faye, depending on what they're doing right now.
I am currently meditating.
Okay. So, Josel and Faye and Cronus, since you guys didn't say specifically you guys were doing anything else, I'll say that Bartholomew, you would be able to find them all kind of where the group has been sleeping at night. So, unless Josel, did you have anything that you want to do specifically?
Not really.
Okay.
Bastion's authority being like, oh, hey guys, there's this thing going on and you should know and blah 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 blah.
Okay, fair enough.
So if the thing is done tomorrow, he is gonna get in there when they're just asleep and they're like 2 hours away from waking up and burst in and wake them up all loud and stuff.
Okay. All right. Oh shoot! I think I have my bottle on. Moments pass, and he'll leave your group, and he'll kind of gesture to you, Bartholomew, to kind of join them. Lack of respect for life is a little concerning. I've been in war and fought alongside Triton for many, many, many years, and I've seen some horrible things, but the things that were done that were horrible were out of necessity. not out of pleasure. Just, God damn it. Oh, sorry, Meg. I think might be having some issues. Oh,
Yeah.
It's a fantastic game, though.
Yeah, I just beat it. It was awesome.
They're
I
having
am not
multiplayer.
Oh, yeah, in fall.
so he will go then say, I will announce to everyone to share or save you the embarrassment of calling you out in front of everyone, but I will be making this very public once you set out to investigate everything that you guys are setting out to hopefully learn more for us and come back with those that have probably been lost and been put to work deeper in the mines and have reopened the tunnels. I will share that, and if you come back with that, perhaps you'll save some face. But I will not tell my people to follow you until I know you guys are someone we can trust. I'm putting Azure and Bartholomew in charge of this scouting expedition. Depending on
One quick question, real quick.
No,
So
Lady Bonray, you've lost your opportunity and your permission to speak in my presence.
No.
You.
What if the survivors have a white handprint placed on them of the prisoners?
Then that are obviously forgotten, and they need to be either saved if possible, but do what you must.
Very well.
I know the danger of the forgotten. I know the danger of the mark, that curse that Ursula is able to grant, and I've seen it firsthand. I know the dangers of it, but those that are not cursed, I want back. Is again, Azure and Bartholomew. I know you both, and I trust you both after the time we spent. I need to know. I expect to hear how the party conducts themselves while on these efforts. I'm making this public because I don't want you guys to perceive them as snitches, and I'm being very forthright with you. I do think I do believe in the tales that Triton told me that you guys are the fabled, people that would come and hopefully find these relics. But today I'm not so sure, and I'm hoping you can restore that faith.
I hope we
Make
can too.
any preparations you will wish. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lorna.
I was just saying, I hope we can too restore that faith.
Make preparations as you wish, but set forth at least by tomorrow by dawn. I do not want to see you here still in the morning. And at that time, he'll kind of pause to see if anyone has anything they'd like to add or say, or anything for the room.
Not that I can tell.
Okay. All right. So he will dismiss you all, and just for time's sake, because we've been doing a lot of. Is everyone doing okay? Everyone want to do anything extra in this kind of sanctuary? Look for anything? It's going to be very difficult because the people aren't very pleased with a lot of you. But is there anything you guys would like to do the rest of this day? Do you guys want to sleep here for the night before you guys investigate deeper into the mining tunnels?
Yes.
The only thing I was going to do, having heard Azure the day before mention they've spoke to their patron, I wanted to try and see if I could contact mine somehow.
Okay. Do you have some kind of ability that lets you do that? That I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm still learning stuff. So, what does Warlocks have? Any kind of spells or abilities that does that, or is that something?
It's more like Warlocks in dreams. Their patron might communicate with them.
Okay.
If you're really brave, you can cast Contact Other Plane.
Which we do not have access to.
Yeah, that's a 5th level, I think.
Or
I will-
commune.
So you don't have an ability or a spell? I'm sorry, I was thinking
No,
about it.
it's more like a. It's more like hoping they get in contact.
More a role play thing.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
more role play than anything.
I'll say if you would like to meditate and focus, and like really try to reach out, it will cost you a spell slot for tomorrow. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because you're going to take a long rest afterwards. Nix that doesn't make any sense. Let me think here. Go ahead and roll me a d20. Let's just see what we get here. As you're focusing and you're really trying to calm yourself, you reach deep out, just kind of releasing your.
Nope.
Okay.
Unless I can use luck.
No, this is more like just a. Let's see what, almost like a. Let's see what your probability is, I guess. So you focus and your all your. Give me an Arcana check real quick, if you don't mind.
All right. I will use luck on that.
Okay, go for it. Okay.
Not better, but
All right. So you do take some time to try to reach out to your patron, and sadly, nothing does. Your patron does not reach out to you. You do, however, feel like something is communicating with you, or trying to communicate you, and it's very upset. Or not upset, it's more just disappointed.
okay, that can be one of either two things: a dragon or a goddess.
And that's all you glean from that meditation experience.
I'll be up all night, so I'll basically just be going around playing my lyre and
Okay.
acting as sort of a morale boost
Okay.
for the troops, as it were.
Okay. Go ahead and do a performance on that.
I'm no musician, so passable tune at best.
Sorry. There it is. Okay.
And that was a terrible roll.
11. You're doing your best. Every once in a while, Azure might hit the wrong string. It's still a great performance. So, anybody else want to do anything that night before you guys, I guess, rest and head out in the morning? I guess, is there any business you guys want to do? We'll just do this above the table, just because I want to kind of speed things up a little bit for you guys. But don't let me rush you guys if there is something you want to spend time on. Asher, is there anything you want to do before heading out tomorrow? Looking for items that possibly you can procure, though I'll be just straight out honest, you guys probably won't get any more free items.
No, nothing I'm actually looking for. I will just be kind of like, uncomfortably watching people when they sleep.
Oh god.
Do you not you don't need to sleep? Oh yeah, it's your pack thing, isn't it? Or your what do they call it?
I guess ringing a bell. All right, lovers, catch up, catch up.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Cronus, is there anything you want to do before that lovely wake up call?
Nope. The area we're sleeping in, is it dim or dark?
It is all well lit. It's not very private. Right.
No, I've already needlessly meditated once, so no, I'm good.
All right, Faye. Anything for you, Faye? Or
Nope.
all right, Josel.
Josel is going to walk up to Faye and like sit down on a piece of stone or whatever, and he's going to try to understand Faye.
Are you doing that while she's in a meditative state trying to contact her patron?
Maybe that's why you failed the meditation.
He's writing a dissertation.
This is after your meditation failure, Faye.
Why did you do it?
Real quick, just not to interrupt you either, Josel. I just got Lorna said that she wanted to speak to Faye too. So the three of you are speaking, if that's okay. But Josel, you go ahead and go first. Or do you want this to be a one-on-one conversation, Josel?
Someone can also join in.
Okay. So it's Faye, Josel, and May that are talking to one another, but you all are technically in the area around one another, if you guys are in your sleeping area.
So why'd you do it?
Why'd I do it? I sigh. I thought I could get something that could help us, so we don't lose anyone like Ezekiel again, getting us quicker in the water.
Well, you do understand that not everyone agrees with just handing things over to us. You need to learn to respect others' personal opinions and beliefs. Clearly, this person had a attachment to this ring, and you didn't really show a whole lot of respect for that. I get that you want to help. You want to increase our chances of winning. There's nothing wrong with that. But
not winning, surviving.
It's the same thing. When you have to achieve a goal, but have to make a sacrifice. It's one thing to sacrifice your own belongings, your own beliefs, your own body and soul, but don't drag other people down with you. That's just wrong. The sad thing is, I think you knew what you were doing was wrong. You wouldn't have cast that spell in the first place. So my question is, why are you willing to push people under the wagon? People that you're trying to help.
Faye thinks for a moment. I guess just never really thought much about the others leaving the Underdark, meeting the others, learning so much about the surface world, and coming down here, losing Ezekiel and losing my best friend. I guess the stress got to me, and I couldn't think straight. I should have thought more, but I wasn't thinking.
And we know that for next time, but let's say before it gets too bad, like this next time, you come and talk to one of us. We're your friends too. May not be your best friend, but... Okay, I'm your friend. I will gladly talk with you about it. Because she was my friend too, and I don't like my hair being this wet. I would rather be on land. I agree.
I lost a friend too, so I know what it's like. But sometimes you just gotta keep a level head. Just push on. As far as Ezekiel goes, I barely knew the guy, so. But I do respect him, which is why I'm planning on giving his spell book to someone that I think will be more worthy on completing his spells. Tell you what, if we get out of this alive, and you don't do any of your little shenanigans, I'll teach you how to get a familiar of your own. Is that a deal?
Faye's eyes lights up, and then she is nodding excitedly.
All right.
But only if you go and apologize to that lady staying far back. If she tells you to go away, you go away.
I think we should give her distance.
That is true. Once we come back.
Once we come back, yes.
Apologize, yes.
If we come back.
If we come back.
Faye.
I'm being real.
Sometimes positivity helps in like the worst times, and you may want a little bit of positivity right now, considering all the shit.
I used to be positive once. Then
you took an arrow to the knee.
No, more like in the butt, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, that's not pleasant.
Ow.
Long story. Anyway.
Don't tell that story.
Joseph's going to go in to his little cubby hole and go to sleep.
I look at Faye and I just hug her. We're all going through something. We wouldn't be going through something if we were on this quest. I'm here if you need to talk. And she will swim up and go to bed.
Discord, so because my mute button on my mic's not working. Sorry, so why did you not hear? You Lorna, or everyone goes to sleep finally for the night, except for Azure and Bartholomew. Are you sleeping, or what are you doing?
So he has some rapport left, so he's going to be hanging out at a tavern and then getting about maybe a little bit of sleep, then doing the whole waking up gig.
Okay, it's not really a tavern here, but you definitely find some people that you've shared some libations before with, and they welcome you into their inner circle to kind of just shoot the shit and drink some beer at the late hours of the evening. One of them asks you, "So you really heading out to the tunnels tomorrow, Bartholomew?"
Aye.
That's not always the safest place. Where if you know where you're going.
If the sea maiden to be believed, aye.
Well, then you needed a drink up, my friend, and they'll give you some more spirits. You guys are having a fairly good time, and is there anything that you specifically want to talk to them about, or just enjoy yourself for the evening?
Just rouse them up with some tales that may or may not be true.
Okay. And they're loving it. And I think that a lot of these guys would probably get a sense of you that you have had an exceptional life, but they can't tell which stories you're telling are true and which ones are not true. So they're just soaking it all up. And as you're telling stories, you start to grow a little bit of a bigger crowd. Nothing crazy, but you do get the attention of everyone just kind of loves hearing you tell these grand stories of, past heroics or past adventures. And eventually catches the ear of Flounder, and he comes over and he also enjoys the tale. As things kind of wind down and everyone does retire to the room who need rest, you have a few drinking partners. Flounder comes up to you and goes, I've heard some things going on and about from some of the other people. Be careful out there. It seems to be lots of Sahagin that Azur's already told you, but I do think we need you and your friends, you and the others' help. So.
Oh, one more space. So right here behind Lorna.
Okay, let me see here. I did not specify its reach, so let me double check the thing I imported this from. Sorry about that. Where are you? I don't see it. My fuck up. They don't get They get a 5-foot reach then. Let's see here. So if you
so
move,
right
if you're there, you're okay.
well, I
It won't promote.
disengaged anyways.
Oh, does that work for other characters you run by, or just the ones that you just were in front of, though?
That I don't know.
Let's go. Shit.
Well,
if anyone knows
you're disengaged from every creature.
Is that it? Okay.
Normally, yeah.
Okay, then we're good. So you run up there. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use Dragon Roar.
Okay, go for it.
Or Dragon Fear. So all 4 of them need to make wisdom saves.
Okay. 1, 2. Where are you at? 1, 2. All 4 of them, you said?
Yep.
Okay. So the one by Josel passes, just working clockwise. The one by Faye fails. Everyone else fails. So let me see here.
Actually, that second one also passes. The DC is 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 15. So that one passes. The one by Faye passes, and the one by Lorna and the other one by near or away from Lorna, it fails as well. So the 2 on the right fail, the 2 on the left pass. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Nope. That is
all right.
I can do.
Azure, what would you like to do?
All right, bonus action. Grasp of the Deep. I'm going to be placing that right here.
Okay.
So that will get a slap at the one that's nearest to Faye.
Okay.
If Roll20 wants to cooperate. 13.
13's a miss.
Okay, that's fine. It's still there. And then for my action, I'm moving down here, putting a hand on Faye, and going to be doing Thunder Step, and I'm taking her with me, assuming she's willing.
I'm paralyzed. I have no say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to be ending up here. At
Okay.
which point, then the thing explodes, goes kaboom, and this one's going to be in the radius of that. It gets a con save.
Okay. Con save. Here we go. 20. I think that
Made
passes.
it.
Okay.
So 35, I guess, is 17 damage it takes.
17, yeah.
All right.
And that'll be it.
All right, that brings us to Faye. Go ahead if you would like to try to break the paralyze. It is a DC 13 con saving throw.
Not wasting a luck point on another con.
All right, you are still paralyzed from the effects of the first attack. Lorna, you see this eel right in front of you. What would you like to do?
I am paralyzed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Make another con save, please.
Come on, I'm good at those.
Okay, so, and you are no longer paralyzed, but that is
Yes.
at the end of your turn. So it brings us to
Oh,
Bartholomew.
yeah.
Which actually, how does that work since you didn't take an attack action? Are you outside of rage now?
I lose my rage.
Okay. So Black Bart, it is your turn, sir.
Kind of stuck between an eel and an eel. I'm gonna use the running action disengage. And move to there.
Okay.
There, I will make the scimitar attack.
Okay, go for it.
14.
14's the matching number. You got it.
Oh, 19.
Okay. Does it get sneak attack on that?
Does
Swashbucklers.
from Swashbucklers. I think it's
Rockish Audacity.
Rockish Audacity.
As long as there's not another enemy within 5 feet of his target, he gets sneak attack.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, you're good to go then. All right, so that is 19 points of damage. As you slash it with your rapier or your scimitar, I'm sorry. It seems angered by your attack. Anything else you'd like to do?
that's it.
All right,
Also,
Joseph.
that one needs to make a wisdom save.
Which one's that?
The one that he attacked, because that's one that failed my fair right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for keeping me honest. Here we go. Wisdom save. 18 passes, so it is no longer feared. Is that correct?
Correct. So the only one that's left is the one that's 5 owner.
Yeah. Now, fear doesn't mean it has to run away. It just means that it's disadvantaged attacks against you, but it can't attack other creatures, and it can't approach you.
Advantage on attacks if I'm in sight, and
Oh,
it can't
also-
actually move
okay.
towards me.
Okay, thank you. Okay, excellent. Joseph, what would you like to do?
Attack.
Okay, go for it.
Well, that miss. There's an 18 hit.
18 hits.
All right. He takes. What on earth?
8 points of damage.
Hang on. What is that? Okay, that's. Okay, yeah, 8.
Okay.
Why win that 2?
I think that's if you do it two-handed.
Oh, yeah. That's stupid. Anyway, yeah, 8.
Okay.
And, you know what? Action Surge.
Okay, go for it.
There's a 17 hit.
Absolutely.
All right, takes 6 more.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
Oh, thank God. 9.
Damn.
Come at me,
So-
bro.
Social is a spectacle as he is just picking up the trident so naturally underwater. He's basically like doing these crazy spinning moves with it and piercing and slashing and hitting it in a series of blows.
You're giving him way too much credit. He's just poking it.
But it still seems angered and ready to attack. So this one's coming after you, Joseph, still. This one is going to attack you, Cronus, now that you are near it. This one is frightened, so it's going to still attack you, Lorna, but it's going to be at disadvantage. And then this one's going to attack you, Bartholomew. So Joseph first. Boom, boom. 1923. Those both hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't gonna waste the shield on it.
So 26 on the first one. Some know that being lightning.
Isn't
And-
it still slowed?
No, it's not slowed.
That was a misunderstanding on my part. That cantrip doesn't actually slow him, I guess.
Oh.
It just takes away 10 feet of movement, and it's just for 1 round.
Okay, I
But
thought.
thank you for calling that out, because I do use that symbol for that.
19, 20, 22, 25, 26. Minus 20. 6.
Okay.
And 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. Oh boy, he's not looking good.
I will need 2 con saves as well. And then the next 2 are for you, Cronus. Ooh.
Yeah, those both hit.
Okay. So that would be... So, Josel, you are not paralyzed. These both hit you, Cronus, for 28 points of damage, 8 of that lightning, 22 points of damage, 3 of that lightning. And I need 2 con saves from you as well. And then here comes for you, Lorna, with a 10 and an 8. Those both miss. And here comes for you.
I'm
what's that?
reckless, so it gets advantage, so it just negates that, so the 26 does hit.
Okay, thank you for being honest. 25 points of damage, with 3 of that being lightning. Cronus, you passed the first one, but you do fail the second one, so you are now paralyzed.
Right. Also, you wrecked, and then you didn't attack last turn because you were paralyzed.
Oh yeah, you're not raging. So it's not an advantage. So both of those miss. Luckily, because you would have not been raging. That's correct.
And do you need
Does
a
that-
con
These are
save?
very powerful creatures.
Does that sound right, Lorna?
Sorry,
because
what?
Well,
You
she's
just-
taking damage, so she still would be in a rage.
Well, no. She went She was paralyzed, lost her rage, and this is her first turn since being paralyzed.
Paralyzed doesn't necessarily get rid of your rage. It lasts
No,
until you're knocked
so-
unconscious.
But you have to
For
attack or be
rage,
attacked
yeah.
to keep the rage going too. And I think you still have to be. I think paralyzed is still technically incapacitated.
Paralyzed is its own thing.
It's different from stunning. I know that.
So I have to
Uh,
attack or have taken damage since my last turn.
Yeah, incapacitated
so
just says you can't take reactions or actions. The paralyzed, she can't move or speak, fail saving throws. But there's nothing in there that says you can't be paralyzed and in a rage as long as she's
Doesn't
taking
matter.
damage.
She's already. She did take damage, and
Yeah, that's fine.
so because you didn't take damage and you lost your rage,
Well,
You
didn't I
are-
take damage because it bit me?
that's what
Since
puts
that
you in the
la-
paralyzed
Yeah,
state.
so
though.
but that's still damage. My rage lasts even
But-
when I take damage. That's one of. It's fine. I'll leave it for now.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you attacked, he bit you, you were paralyzed. You spent the whole turn and became unparalyzed. He's attacking you again now that you're awakened, and missed both attacks. So therefore, this turn you were not hit. Oh, but it doesn't matter if you get hit
But
or
I
not.
did get hit right now.
There you go. Never mind. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
You are
cool.
absolutely right.
So I
You
will
are
add
still
11
raging then.
hit points.
Okay, thank you for working that out with me. So you're good. So you are still raging on that
Yes.
attack. And then I think I did not do Bartholomew yet. So it is a straight roll then still. So that's 26 does hit. You'll take 25 points of damage, 3 of that being lightning. So you get half the 22. And I need another con save from you, Lorna. You're still good. You're not paralyzed.
Awesome.
This one's coming after you, Bartholomew, with 2 ferocious bites. For 16 and 15, I think those both miss.
It will miss, yes.
And that's going to... One second. That's not going to be the end of their turn. This one is actually going to swim back up and away and into the tunnels it first came out of. I don't know if your tentacle gets an attack of opportunity or not.
No, it doesn't. No.
Okay. This one, let me see its health real quick. Check this one. Nope, they're good. Cronus, it is your turn. Go ahead and make a con save to break your paralysis. And then Azure, it's your turn while he's doing that. So you are no longer paralyzed now, Cronus, but that does end your turn, bringing us to Azure.
All right, the tentacle as a bonus action is going to slap at this one down here.
Okay, it's got 10-foot reach. Go for it.
It does. 16.
16 hits.
It's only 2 damage. We'll do cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Okay, keep me honest on that. Reduce it by 10 feet. I'll put a little snail on there.
And then for me, I'm just going to be... How's this one looking? Pretty bad? The one that...
That one seems to be pretty much or pretty battered from Josel's turn, but you don't see any kind of blood or real festering wounds yet on it.
Alright, in that case... That one's still in range. So the same one my tentacle just attacked, I Eldritch Blast on that one.
Okay, it's about the same shape as the one in front of Josel. Go for it.
15.
And that's a hit.
And... Yeah, that was minimum damage. The second one... A little better.
All right, 9.
9.
The first one blasts into its thicker kind of skin, but the other one does finally blast through and do enough damage to it to see his wound open and blood and ick kind of start to leak out from it. That brings us to Faye. You are still paralyzed, or are you now up now? I'm sorry, I can't remember what you rolled last.
I just rolled. I'm no longer paralyzed as of now.
Okay, excellent. Lorna, it's your turn.
I will Reckless Great Weapon Master.
Go for it.
Okay. 14?
Those both hit, yeah. They do hit a lot, but they're not the most.
26 and 24 damage.
Okay. 26 and 24?
Yeah, because I hit twice.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
trying to do the math. Oh, not 274, but 24 was still
No,
the
it's
magic number.
274.
Yeah.
As you slice through it the other with your second attack, it does. You see it just kind of separate slowly from one another, and its mouth, as it's kind of lunging for you to bite at you one more time at the last minute,
right
goes
in the
left.
mouth and split it in half.
There you go. Beautiful.
Likewise.
So it's coming down. You take your sword. You just again clean it right through, and it's cut in half.
Oh yeah, right
away.
along the spine.
You can continue your movement actually if you wanted to, and go through the head that you cut in half and head towards the next one if you wish.
Oh fuck yeah!
All right.
So the first one killed it?
The second one killed it.
Oh, okay. So if I'm there, I'm gonna swim down over there.
Okay. All right. You
can't
swim through the
escape.
bloody mess and get behind the other one. Anything else with your turn?
No. Maybe.
With Great Weapon Master, you could use a bonus action. If you kill something
Nope.
with Great Weapon
Oh.
Master, you can do a bonus action attack on another enemy.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I completely
It's a-
forgot about this. Reckless Great
Yeah.
Weapon Master.
It's a freaking awesome. I don't know if you can do another Great Weapon Master attack. I just think you get to make an attack as a bonus action.
Okay. Well.
I
Yeah.
would have to double. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
It just says a melee weapon attack. Doesn't say you can't. But
yeah,
it
you can
does
apply
not-
it. No, you can do it. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do it. I'm
but
sorry.
it
It doesn't.
does not hit anyways, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
I'm talking you around in circles for no point. Okay, Bartholomew, what would you like to do?
Oh well, that's my sneak attack, but I still got 2 scimitars, so I'll
You
go
still
ahead
get a
and-
sneak attack?
No, I don't. Oh, what
Yeah,
else?
bonus
Yeah,
attack.
because I'm engaging.
Oh, yeah,
you're
that's right.
engaged.
Flanking.
You have advantage
Okay.
on the attack. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So sneak attack will be applied to the first one.
Okay. 21 hits, 26 hits, both hit.
Okay.
For 14, yep.
Toggle off.
And as you do
And
this,
no.
Bartholomew, your first attack, you're going to notice that, again, that blood and ick starts to leak from its wound as you make the first attack. The second attack also hits it and just drives that wound even more, make it even more open and apparent. Anything else you'd like to do, sir, with your turn?
Nope, use my bonus action.
Okay. Josel, it's your turn, sir.
Bonus action. Second win.
Okay.
That's nice. All right. And he's going to make 2 more attacks.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. 19 hits.
All right, takes 10.
Okay.
And that's my go.
All right. This one
This
also
pretty
is.
rough.
So is the eel before you. Not as rough as you, but it is showing wounds and is bleeding now. This one is going to. Let's think here. Swim around here like this. How much movement speed was that? Just to keep myself. How does that work with big creatures? 20 feet. Okay. So he moves down 20 feet, and he's going to make another attack at you. Round 2. So 1, 2,